The team travels north to tour our next grade apartment project, this time in Flagstaff. This 16-unit retreat is nestled in the middle of burgeoning Flagstaff and is in walking distance to downtown and NAU. Each unit has 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom and is prime for a Neighborhood Ventures renovation.
Finally, a chance for a passive investor to capitalize on Arizona real estate. Jameson, Wall Street experience to structure the finances. Rocky, designs renovations that completely transform. John, an Arizona power broker identifying properties that maximize investor returns. Neighborhood Ventures, welcome to the team.
So we're here in Flagstaff, and we're at actually Provision Meats and Sandwiches. And I have to say, I could not be happier. I thought my favorite meal was the gyro that we had last time.
That was a good gyro.
This is right on track. So I anticipate many awkward moments where I'm chewing and not talking, which you said you were so pleased with last time.
I spent a lot of time in Flagstaff. I loved that place in the summer. It's a great place to be. And a lot of other Phoenicians and other people around Arizona have all figured out that's a place to be in the summer, especially when it's 120 degrees in Phoenix. But there's so many things to do up there, and a lot of it centers around downtown. Obviously there's hiking, there's the mountain for skiing, there's mountain biking, there's all kinds of cool things to do there. But downtown has got a real strong base of local restaurants, and they've done really well. There's a lot of fun stuff to do downtown.
For someone like me that's not been to Flagstaff very much, I was surprised with this downtown area.
Me too.
Because I just thought Flagstaff was where you come to get out of the heat and get into the trees, but then all of a sudden you have this cool downtown area, which is where we're at eating lunch here today.
It's really amazing. I was surprised at this downtown area. I feel like it has a lot more culture. There is like this awesome kind of granola hippie.
Oh, is it a mountain town?
Yeah, and I mean, I dig it, but I also like sort of the refined restaurants, places like this that are really well executed. I mean, this is not a hokey town by any stretch, and the development is encouraging.
So we've got a really good project coming up. It's going to be called Venture on Elden. It's in Flagstaff, and in Flagstaff, it's tough to get properties. And we got lucky on this one. We got this property way ahead of anybody else.
Is it already, have they already got the concrete?
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, they have the concrete.
Yeah. Oh, that's so easy. Yeah, I'm like not quite tall enough.
Just a grading here.
There you go.
What? Oh yeah, right.
Down.
Yeah, not in this dress.
Do it
Probably
for the camera. Do it for the camera.
Oh yeah. Are you serious?
No, you're supposed to get on all fours so she stands on your back.
Oh no, yeah, only Jameson because he's not really interested. Okay. Yep, got it.
Whoa!
All right. I'm a delicate flower. Everybody knows that.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Who's next? And we're about a 10-minute walk from
Yeah.
our property on Elden.
As a
which
crow's
is-
fly, like right across the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
This is 66. We're on the historic Highway 66 right here, which is kind of cool. The railroad station's right across the street from us, which is another cool thing. You can take a train from there anywhere you want around the country.
That's amazing. I
And then
didn't
you
even
walk-
know that was possible.
And then you walk 5 minutes beyond that, and that's where the property is.
So we've seen this property on Google Maps. We've seen some photos. This was the first time we walked it as a team. Maybe we start with John. What are your initial takeaways now, having seen it in person?
She looks even prettier on the second date. It's a beautiful property. It's well built. The location's amazing. It's one lot off of Butler, which is good because we don't have the traffic for Butler.
Right.
But we're close enough to it. And like you mentioned, Whole Foods, REI, Dutch Brothers, Pita Jungle, this large development that's right there. And we're right between that development and downtown.
And we've been looking at Flagstaff for the last few years because there's a limited inventory up there, but there's a lot of demand from people who want to live there or have second homes there.
One of the things I like most about it is we're buying a building from an owner who's owned it for 25 years. He's maintained it, but he hasn't renovated it for a long time. So these units are way under market for what the rents that they should be generating.
So specifically, currently the rents are about $975 on average. That's about $250 below the market rent for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath in the Flagstaff area. So if we didn't do anything to it, we could already take the rents up by about 20%. But we do plan to do a really nice renovation, and so we expect rents to be in the $1,600 per month range once we're completely done with the property.
This property is 2-story, it's all block construction, pitched asphalt roofs, and really nice size units.
But it's really well laid out. There are 4 buildings, which means whatever we do to one building, we'll do to all of them. For the exteriors, we get to power wash the whole building because the paint is flaking, and it'll get a new fresh coat of paint.
They've already have this really cool motif with these square concrete blocks that are got a larger grout line on them.
The new color for the trim, and then we also want to add some architectural interest to the fronts of the 4 buildings because right now they're really plain, there's no windows. The interiors of these units get the full deluxe treatment. Of course, I couldn't be happier about this. It's going to get new flooring, new kitchens, new appliances. This building can support a more dramatic renovation. We're not going to be needing to move any walls, but we will be adding washer and dryers, which means that we will be cutting into the floor, which is fine with me because we're going to be replacing the floor anyway. But that'll add so much value to the unit, and we're going to make sure we make it feel intuitive, feel cohesive. It'll get, of course, new paint, new lighting, new hardware, solid surfaces on the counters, again, because it supports it. And I feel like the walls of these units, they already have this amazing texture.
We're going to eliminate the laundry room. We're going to possibly add air conditioning, which changes the type of tenant profile you have there.
And there are these really neat courtyards that are actually in the middle of the 2 sets of buildings. And we're going to be able to really highlight those because they're already beautiful. They already have these gorgeous trees that will essentially act as this community garden because there's apple trees.
One of the other things that we were really pleasantly surprised with is that the roofs, we expected we were going to need to be replacing the roofs. The property has been owned by the same owner for over 25 years, and although he's maintained the property, there's not been a lot of renovation done. Thankfully, the roofs were something he did within the last 10 years. So we have new roofs, they'll last us another 10 years. He also just repaved the parking lot. So the parking lot is nice, it's black, has good lines. That's also another big expense, and that was just done last fall.
Also, there are underutilized spaces on either side of the buildings that we're going to be able to actually create individual patios, and I'm really looking forward to that.
You know this area, you know this market just about as well as you know Phoenix.
You want to hear the interesting fact about this?
Yeah.
So last year in Flagstaff, there were 5 apartment building sales from 4plex and up. 5. I bought 3 of them, and I brokered the 4th one, and I don't know what the 5th one was.
So you like Flagstaff?
I like Flagstaff.
Okay.
Very few things sell up there. It's very rare for things to sell. They make money. They're consistent. You never have a problem finding tenants. It's hard to get product up here. There's another thing I like to talk about when we buy properties. It's the A, B, and C plan. A plan being we'll buy it, we'll renovate it, and run it. The B plan on this property being we might even consider doing some short-term Airbnb style rentals there. That market's very, very strong for that. And then the C plan is, as I mentioned, a big parking lot, 4plex buildings laid out. There might be a time that this property itself, the land, is worth more than the buildings on it, and we might consider building something on top of this. Cheers.
All right, cheers. Mine's
You finished
done.
yours already?
Yeah, I'm done. I want to buy to yours.
So we really love a new podcast that we've recently been doing called Kiss My Assets. This gives us an opportunity to spend a little bit more time talking about what we're doing at Neighborhood Ventures, talking about our projects, talking about investing in real estate in general. We'd love to have you be a subscriber and listen to the podcast as we come out with new episodes every week. So please subscribe. If you go to any of the podcast platforms, we're there, Apple, Google, Spotify, and we'd love to have you listen and look for our new content.